or maybe even wall space if you have that instead of a chair. So let me turn this little thing off. Got it. We're being live streamed. Okay. All right. So go ahead and take a comfortable seat. And if it's comfortable for you today, I invite you to close your eyes. I will be making that invitation throughout the class today because it serves the intention of the class. And today's class is connecting to the right and the left sides of your body. And sometimes it's easier for us to sense the different sides of our body if our eyes are closed. Wait a minute, I gotta switch my screen again. Sorry about that. I want to be able to see you guys. All right. So if it's appropriate, go ahead and close your eyes and settle into yourself. Take in the initial bit of information your body is sharing with you right now. Check in with your battery. How full is your battery this morning? Are you running low, almost at empty? Or do you feel fully charged or somewhere in between? Take in a breath and let it out with a sigh. Now draw an invisible line through your body, all the way down to the midline, separating your body into two halves. And gently move side to side. Notice the weight shift, your hips, how it affects your shoulders. How does your right hip and your right shoulder know each other? What's their relationship like? How about the left hip and the left shoulder? What's the relationship like on that side of the body? And what if we cross the midline? What's the relationship between the left shoulder and the right hip? Or the right shoulder and the left hip? What's that like? More about it today. And then start to do a circling of the upper body so that you feel the weight shift between the two halves of the pelvis. And notice the relationship between your skull and the pelvis. You go in the other direction, like moving inside a barrel. The body's intelligence knows that it's all interdependent. Like whenever we move one part of our body, something else is responding or contributing to that movement. And then settle back into center. You to breathe. And sense your two lungs expanding like wings from the central axis. The central axis being your spine. Notice if you feel more connected to one side, one lung versus the other. What is your breath like in your body? Inquire into the right side of your body, from the right sole of your foot, all the way up through your leg, your torso, your right arm, side of your neck, your skull. What do you notice there? Take another breath. Shift your awareness now to the left side of your body, from the sole, your left leg, your hip, your torso, your left arm, shoulder, left side of your neck, and the skull. Give the left hemisphere of your brain. What's that like today? Take another breath and feel both sides of your body. Both sides breathing. As you inhale, imagine breathing up both sides of the spine, through both nostrils, and as you exhale, allow the breath to go down. Inhaling up and exhaling down. And bring your hands together in front of the heart, joining both sides of the body. As if you were inviting them, an invitation to join, to intermingle, to be in relationship with one another. So that is our intention today. Come into a deeper relationship with the two sides of the body. And if you have a different intention for today's practice, feel free to tone that right now. Let's go ahead and take 3 ohms together, filling both sides of the body with the vibration. Om. You're ready. Lower your hands, open your eyes. All right. Now I'll invite you to join me on hands and knees in tabletop pose. If you'd like a blanket under your knees, feel free to do so. And once again, if it's comfortable for you, I'll invite you to close your eyes here. And go ahead and rock forward and back. Small shifts, side to side. And then lean to the right. Hold that for a little bit and notice what that's like. And then lean to the left. Notice how joints and muscles adjust to your position. And then come back to center. If you'd like to open your eyes, you can do so now. And now we'll take both feet to the right side. And then look over your right shoulder of your feet. I think some people refer to this as cat chasing its tail. And bring your feet back to center. And then take them to the left side and then look over your left shoulder. Inhaling back to center, exhaling. Feet to the side, looking over. Inhaling to center, exhaling to the feet to the left. Inhaling back to center. And then we can do the dog wags its tail. So that kind of goes like this. Everything moves back and forth at once. All right, and we'll come back to center. And then we'll do thread the needle. So your hands come a little bit closer together, the thumbs can touch. And you inhale your right arm up. And then before we go all the way through, like just move your arm around at the shoulder joint from the elbow. See what kind of range you have today. Ask your body what it wants to do. I know for my body, I don't go all the way into this pose. But you may enjoy coming all the way down to the ground, having your shoulder touch the floor, the side of your head touch the floor. I'm gonna hover a little bit up. And if you're all the way down, you could even like bring your fingertips up to the side of your head. Out of that. Pressing up and in the center. And we'll go to the other side. Inhaling the left arm up, exhaling it down, thread the needle. Oh, you know what? We forgot to first mobilize the arm, the shoulder, the elbow. So do that for a moment. Then when you're ready, inhaling the arm out to the side, exhaling it underneath your right arm, coming as low as you feel is appropriate for you. I'm gonna hover, not go all the way down. Let that go. And we'll go into child's pose. Feeling to the right and the left sides of your body. Drawing that invisible line down the midline. Notice what you notice here. Come back, hands and knees. You might want your blocks now. Might like a blanket underneath your knee. Come into a low lunge. Take the right foot forward. So don't like the blanket under my knee today. You can remove it, but feel free to have it there if you like it. And then you've got your blocks on either side of your right foot, which is the front of you. And then really feel into the support of your back knee and your shin on the floor. And press into all four corners of your right foot. Release the blocks. And bring your arms up high. And notice how you're doing something completely different with each side of your body. How does your front leg feel about being the front leg? Does it feel steady? How about the back leg? How do they work together? And what if you shift your weight forward a bit? What changes? Of course, your arms can be in any position that works for you. They can be goalpost or all the way up in Urdhva Savasana. And take your hands back to your blocks. I'm going to place my block on a lower level here. So I can put my left hand on the block or whatever position is comfortable for your wrist. Then I'm going to inhale into a twist. Again, feeling into both sides of my body. I'm going to take my hand back to my hip. And there's an option here to curl your back toes under and then come up. You're still in a lunge. But now your back knee is off the floor. Choose to do so. I'm going to come lower my knee back down. Actually, I think I decided that I do like the blanket. Put it back. Now we're going to go into another twist. So I'm up and I've got my right hand on my thigh. I'm going to inhale my left arm up. And this time I'm going to bring my elbow to my thigh. And I'm going to stack my hands in any way that works for me. Do prayer hands. I can do fist in the palm. And then I'm pressing that elbow into my thigh. And I'm going to twist. And then I'm going to make sure that there's space between my shoulder and my ear, my top shoulder and my ear. So bringing my shoulder down a little bit. I'm gonna unravel. I'm gonna bring my front leg back. Perhaps here you'd like to do a child's pose or a down dog. Even yourself out again, come into neutral. Of course, a dolphin is also a popular choice. You don't like being on your wrists. And then we'll switch sides. So this time, you're gonna bring the left foot forward. Low lunge. Find our support in our back leg and our front foot. Lift up off the blocks. Raise the arms in any position. Feel what it's like on this side. Maybe one side feels completely different today. Now your left leg is the front leg. What's that like? What's it like to have your right leg be the back leg? Maybe there's already some fatigue there from the previous pose. I'll lower the blocks. Bring the block close to the inside of my foot. Place my right palm on that block. And I'm gonna inhale to lengthen my spine. Exhale to twist open. Bring my hand back down to my hip. Option to tuck your back toes and cover that knee off the ground. Lower my knee again. Come back upright. Inhale, exhale, right elbow to thigh. And then stack your hands either in prayer or fists in the palm. Inhale, lengthen your spine, and exhale, twist. Remember to have some space between your upper ear and shoulder. And unwind. And you can go back into child's pose, or down dog, dolphin, whatever feels appropriate to you today. Always a good idea to neutralize the spine after asymmetrical poses, and especially after twists. All right. Now we're going to move into side plank, and there's lots of options here. I'm going to show a couple of options, but if you love side plank and it's your jam, feel free to go all the way in side plank. First, we'll do sort of a mermaid side plank. So sitting on one side, stacking your knees, my ankles are stacked, and I'm leaning onto I happen to be on my left hip and my left arm. And then when I'm here, I'm gonna lift my hips up. I'm gonna rainbow arc my upper arm. Then I'll bring it back down. Do that a few times. If you like that variation, stay with that. Another option is to bring your top foot in front of you. My knee is bent towards the ceiling, and I'm going to extend my back leg out along my mat. I'm basically going to do the same thing, but this is a little bit more challenging. So inhaling, I press into my foot and I lift my hips, and I rainbow arm my top arm. And then I lower it all down. Do that several times. You don't have to lower all the way. You can hover your lower hip off the floor. Then we'll switch sides. Now I'm stacking my right, I'm on my right hip now, and I'm stacking my knees and my ankles. I'm supporting myself with my right hand. Okay, here we go. Inhale, lift up. Breathe into that top lung. Exhale, back down. And if you like the other variation, you can do that. So the top foot comes in front. My bottom leg extends behind me, well, out to the side. And up we go. Pressing into the side of the supporting foot, leg that's extended. Then I'm gonna hover as I come down. Then rainbow back up. Hover to come down. Rainbow back up. Breathe into that top lung. And then come on down. I got some heat going with me. All right. Once again, go ahead and do either a child's pose or down dog or dolphin. Even yourself out. Feeling your midline. Now we'll go ahead and come to standing. My feet are about hip distance apart. My knees are bent. You can rest your elbows on your thighs. And then fold and take some deep breaths. Continue the deep bend in your knees. You can sway your arms back and forth like an elephant trunk. Hold your elbows. Shifting your weight side to side. Find the center. You may want your blocks here. So my hands are on my shin now. I'm going to press my palms into my shin. Lift my chest for monkey pose. Basically in a 90-degree angle here. Exhale, forward fold. Your hands could be on blocks. That's it. A couple more times. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. And bend your knees. Bring your weight back into your heels. And gradually roll to stand. Arms by your sides. And close your eyes. That's appropriate. And shift your weight a little. Sway in the breeze. And come to equilibrium between the two sides. Your eyes closed. See if you can align your heels under your sitting bones, your hips, and your shoulders, and your head. Breathing into the two sides of your body. Like we did at the beginning of the class. Inhaling up the two channels on either sides of your spine. And exhaling down. All right, Open your eyes. And I'm going to be using a chair. It's more for balance, not necessary. But if you have one, it's quite nice. Other option would be to do this facing a wall, or at least have blocks. Okay, at minimum have some blocks. I have the chair seat facing me. And I'm going to step my left leg forward. Usually we start with our right, so it's fun to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to bend my front knee so that my knee is more or less over my ankle. And I'm going to take my right leg back. Then I'm going to see if I can lower that back heel to the floor. And I'm going to weight shift back and forward. So I feel like my balance or my weight is equally balanced between my front leg and my back leg. And then there's an option to lift your arms overhead. Once again, they can be all the way up reaching the ceiling, or they can be full post. And if you're here and you feel steady, try closing your eyes. You have hopefully a chair in front of you or a wall nearby. If you're not steady, then don't close your eyes. And once again, what do you notice? What do you notice about your back leg, your front leg, your breathing? I'm noticing my back leg is struggling more than my front leg, which is surprising to me. What I'm noticing today. Okay. You can open your eyes again. Take your arms down. And then go ahead and bring your hands to the seat of your chair, or to your blocks, or to the wall. And then we're going to straighten the front leg. This is pyramid pose. And try squeezing the inner thighs together here. And notice that this is a totally different experience for your front and your back legs. You might even want to come down a little farther, maybe to your forearms. Then placing your hands back on the seat chair. And then bringing your hands to your hips. Come back upright. And then let's see the front foot. Bring it back. So we're standing now into Tadasana. Try to close your eyes here. Do you feel more steady or less steady now? We were just in a very asymmetrical pose. And yet, we've been working on balancing the two sides of our body. So notice what you noticed today. Open your eyes. And we'll do that with the other side. So I'm going to take my right foot forward now. And I'm going to bend the right knee. And once again, I'm going to try to find weight in my back heel and my front foot. Maybe bending a little bit into that back leg. And see if I can even out the weight between the front leg and the back leg. I'm going to bend a little deeper into that front leg. And I'm going to lift my arms up. What's this like? Try closing your eyes here. Notice what you notice. You feel a little unsteady, open your eyes. Open my eyes now. I'm going to lower my arms. I'm going to straighten my front leg. And I'm going to bring my hands to the chair. Once again, we're in pyramid pose. So my front leg, the knee is straightening and pressing into that big toe ball mound. Breathing here, seeing what it's like having my legs in this orientation. What do you notice? Maybe coming down a little deeper, bring your forearms to the chair if that's acceptable to you. What I'm noticing is my right leg that had been the back leg, and I was noticing it in the back position. Now it's the front leg, and I'm noticing it here. So maybe that's telling me that my right side is not as strong today as my left side. Every day is a new day. But maybe you're noticing something totally different. Then I'm gonna bring my palms back to the chair. I'm gonna bring my hands back to my hips. I'm gonna press into that front foot and I'm gonna come upright. And then I'm gonna take the front leg back. Asana once again. Close my eyes. All right, then go ahead and open your eyes. I'm gonna take my feet wide. I'm gonna move my hips, push them side to side. Even do some hip circles. Tiny little hip circles. More with my tailbone, really. And then either you can bring your hands back to the chair seat, or you can have blocks, or you can have your hands on your shins, and we're gonna speed skate a little bit side to side. So going one direction, then the other, shifting our weight. I'm gonna bring my hands to the floor. Maybe your hands are on the chair or on blocks. And actually, because I got this chair here, I'm gonna rest my forehead on the chair. The perfect height. Take a breath here. I'm gonna bend into my knees, bring my hands to my hips, press into my heels, and come back upright. Heel toe my feet together. All right, so the recommendation is if you have a wall nearby, to go near your wall so that you can have your butt on the wall. I don't have a wall that's convenient for me. I'm gonna move the camera back a little bit though. So you guys can see me better. All right, so I'm gonna use my chair for balance here. Sorry, that didn't help that much, did it? I'm trying, not great with the camera, guys. All right, so from here, we're gonna do Kegel. So let's start with the arms. So let's cross the right arm over the left arm, and we'll hold our shoulders here. Breathe. It's like we're yawning, okay? So we're gonna inhale up, exhale down. Inhale the elbows up. Look back. A little bit of the back bend. Exhale, curl down. Okay, now we're gonna add the legs. So I've got my right arm over my left arm. So I'm gonna take my left leg over my right leg. So I'm gonna cross my feet at the ankles here. And then I'm gonna bend into those knees. And this is where it's nice to have a wall because you can have your butt against the wall. You can push your butt into the wall. And then find length in your spine. And you inhale, length, exhale, elbows to knees. Inhale, yawn, exhale, elbows to knees. Once again, inhale, exhale, And then this last time, we're gonna be a real eagle. And as we inhale, we're gonna unfurl the legs and the arms. Spread your wings wide. Stand here in sort of a wide stance Tadasana for a moment. Might want to close your eyes. And we'll do that in the reverse. So this time I'm going to bring my feet a little closer together. I'm going to take my left arm over my right, hug my shoulders. Okay, we'll do the yawning breath. Inhale, elbows come up. Exhale, curl down. Inhale, up. Exhale down. Up. Exhale down. And I'm going to take my right foot and bring it across my left foot so that ankles are more or less touching. I'm going to bend into those knees. If you're at the wall, you're going to stick your butt out, show your tail feathers. And inhale, spine lengthens. Exhale, elbows to knees. Inhale, spine lengthens. Exhale, elbows to knees. Do this with your breath. And on the last one, we unfurl everything, inhaling up. Open. Exhale, arms come down. Once again, standing in Tadasana. Perhaps feel a little bit more integrated here. Strange but true. All that twisting of the limbs. It brings you back to center. Open your eyes if they're closed. All right. So I'm offering an option for pigeon here, and I know that it's not everybody's favorite pose. So there's an option to simply do figure 4. You can do it seated, like so. You can be on your back. You can do pigeon on your back. So if you know that pigeon is not your favorite pose, take one of those options. If you do like pigeon, we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to take a blanket and I'm going to fold it pretty fat. I'm going to put that underneath my buttock with the knee that's going to be forward. I'm also grabbing a bolster and a block. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a block under the bolster. So it's like that. So it's on an angle. And I'm going to bring my, in this case, it's my right knee. I'm going to bring my right knee forward. I'm extending my left leg behind me. And I've got that folded blanket underneath my right buttock, pelvis, hip. And here I am like so. And then there's an option here to lower down. If you have glasses, you might need to take them off. And you can fold forward. Now, if you find this pose delicious and so easy, and you're like, I don't know what the big deal is, I could be here all day, then I invite you to make this pose more active and to really kind of bring the front knee towards the back knee. So instead of it being ooey gooey, work the pose a little harder. On the other hand, if this is already a little bit uncomfortable for you, but it's tolerable, then try to be a little bit more ooey gooey. We're all different. And what's right for one person is not what's right for somebody else. So everybody do the style of pigeon that's right for you today. More breaths. Press into your hands, come up. Tuck your back toes. And then you might even want to do child's pose here or down dog. And then we'll go into the other side. So we want to rearrange your blanket. Bring your other foot, your other knee forward. Step your back leg behind you as you find your perch. And take note, this side can feel very different from the first side. And press into your hands, come up, walk your hands back, tuck your back toes under, unfurl, side if you'd like, a down dog here, or child pose, or dolphin, something to bring you back in the midline. And then we'll move all this out of the way and take one block. And we're going to do a bridge with the block between our knees. So, or rather between your thighs. Doesn't really matter. Thighs, knees, your choice. And then see if you can squeeze evenly from your right leg and your left leg. See if both sides can press firmly and evenly into the block. And you might want to walk your feet even a little bit closer to your sitting bones. Inhale and then exhale, raise your hips. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, everything comes down. Inhale here. Exhale, press into your feet, raise your hips. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Pressing still that block between both legs. And exhale, lower down. One more time on your own. You want to stay up for another breath. Lower all the way down. Move the block. You could do windshield wipers here. Or anything else that would feel good to you. Getting ready for Shavasana. So whatever's calling out to you today that would help you to prepare for Shavasana, go ahead and do that now. Maybe you want to bring your knees up and circle them. Listen to your body. Follow your own inner teacher here. And then go ahead and set up for Shavasana. Any Shavasana that would work for you. And if you got the chair, maybe you want to put your legs on the chair. That could be very lovely. Okay, hopefully you found your way to a resting position. And allow yourself to feel the support of the floor here. Perhaps imagining points of light from the crown of your head, spot between your eyebrows, the nape of your neck, the left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, the left palm of the hand, traveling back up the left side of the arm, down to the left lung, left pelvis, the left knee, ankle, foot, sole of the left foot, all the way back up the left leg. Imagine the whole left side of your body twinkling, alive. And then let that go. Let's do that on the right side of the body. Starting with the right fingertips, the palm of the hand, the wrist, elbow, shoulder, the right side of the neck, the right lung, right hip, right knee, right ankle, right foot, toes, sole of the right foot, the right side of your body, live, twinkling. And then coming back to the base of your spine, the bottom of your pelvis, little lights, bottom of your pelvis, your navel, your heart center, throat, third eye point, midline of your body, all a twinkle. Then all sides of your body, all lit up, all is one, united. You can let that visualization go. Simply rest here for a few minutes. ready, go ahead and start to come back into the space where you find yourself. Wiggling your fingers and your toes. Perhaps blinking your eyes. Allowing the small movements to become larger movements. Stretch, yawn. And return to a seated position. Slowly in your own time. There's an invitation here to do some alternate nostril breathing. I always take my glasses off when I do this. If breathing is not something you're really comfortable with, or maybe you're a little stuffy today, this could always be done mentally, like as an imagination exercise. But if you do feel clear and you'd like to try it, you take your thumb. I like to take my pointer finger and my middle finger, put it on my third eye. And then I take I'm right-handed, so I take my right thumb and I place it in the little crease where my nostril flares. And it's just resting there. And then my pinky finger can come to the other side of my nose. And then these two fingers can move side to side, closing off one nostril and then the other. So to start with, I'll take my right thumb and I'll close my right nostril and I'll breathe into my left nostril. Then I'll close the left nostril off with my little finger and I'll breathe out through my right nostril. And I breathe in through my right nostril. I close that off and I breathe out through my left nostril. Breathing in through the left. That off, breathing out through the right. The right. That off and out the left. And it proceeds as so. I'll let you do that on your own for a moment. This is to balance two sides of the body. Spheres of your brain. And it balances the emotional body as well. We'll let that go. Breathe in freely and easily through both nostrils, in and out. I invite you to bring your hands together, fingertips touching, maybe with some space between the palms. Really pressing all of the fingertips together, pressing and then releasing, pressing and releasing, inhaling, exhaling, feeling the body interconnected, whole. No sides, just wholeness. Palms together in prayer position. Gratitude for this experience of being human. This beloved, complicated body. Thank you for joining me today. The light in me honors the light in you, and I look forward to our next practice together. Thank you all for joining me today.
Thank you,
Love to have
Susan.
you all in person sometime.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.